From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. The first of two public hearings in Fairbanks for the Eielson environmental impact statements were held last evening at the Westmark Hotel.
Many topics were addressed in the meeting regarding the EIS and the proposed move of the 18th Aggressor Squadron from Eielson Air Force Base to Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson. The community came out in full support of Eielson Air Force Base last evening during the EIS hearings. Residents of the community said they want the Air Force officials to really weigh their options.
Sometimes with the best of intentions, the military can have a broad view that doesn't go into the heart of the community and address a lot of the concerns that many of the folks that showed up here tonight have. I'd like to see the no action alternative, give time for some the long-term strategic plan to be evaluated. There's a lot of good speakers that have made perfect sense in why mess with a facility or tear down facilities when the long-term strategic goal is to build up the facilities. Then you're looking at increased cost, counterproductive to what maybe the original intent was.
Lawmakers and legislators also fully supported the no-action alternative to the relocation of the 18th Aggressor Squadron. Many agreed with Senator Lisa Murkowski, who said, quote, "The Air Force is talking out of both ends."
I would ask then that if you're going to move down the road of another alternative, that you reset that EIS, because to me, it almost flies in the face to come and ask us to comment on the use of that space predicated upon our willingness to support this base and then to pull the rug out from underneath us. I think that's a very disingenuous.
Representatives from the Air Guard present said they could help in reducing mission costs.
As it stands today, there is more mission that needs to be accomplished than we are designed to deliver. We can be part of the solution. I suggest that an active associate be stood up against the 168 air refueling lane in a three-phased approach that would decrease operational costs to the Air Force. The Alaska Air National Guard currently embraces these kind of arrangements at both Clear Air Force Station and Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson. The Alaska Air National Guard supports the no-action option.
Finally, Air Force officials said the information that they were hearing was imperative to their decision.
Well, actually what we're getting right now is just perfect. We have people coming up and telling us exactly what they think about the EIS, the draft EIS, where we are right now. And that, until you actually talk to those that are on the ground, there's no way you can get to a complete product. So we absolutely appreciate the turnout. The nation considers this to be a strategic location. And I think it's echoed by everyone out here. They understand how important this is, and certainly the United States Air Force does as well. And once again, that's exactly why we're doing what we're doing right now. You have to come and you have to make sure that you pull in all information you possibly can so the Air Force can make a good decision.
Alaska Governor Sean Parnell also voiced his opposition at last night's meeting. Today at a local Rotary meeting, the governor reiterated how impressed and encouraged he was with the community for voicing their concerns.
I was encouraged by what I saw of Fairbanks North Pole communities in that turnout. I saw a unified voice, whether you were a citizen from Fairbanks or our congressional delegation, the governor's office, mayors, community leaders, everybody's unified on that no action alternative. And there was a lot of good comment, a lot of good testimony with respect to the Air Force's flawed process, and they're not taking into account the strategic value of Eielson. So the EIS is lagging behind their strategic review.
A Fairbanks couple and their 4 children were hospitalized after their sport utility vehicle rolled yesterday morning on the Parks Highway. The crash occurred at mile 154 at about 3:30 a.m. Troopers say 24-year-old Harley Mills said he was driving north on the Parks when an oncoming vehicle crossed into his lane, and when he swerved to avoid it, he lost control and rolled. Troopers say everyone in the vehicle sustained serious but non-life-threatening injuries in the crash and were taken to the hospital by air and ground ambulance. Anyone having information about the accident is asked to contact troopers at 907-451-5100.
All right, when we come back, Fairbanks police are investigating a shooting incident that took place on the city's south side Wednesday evening.
And also our weekly barbecue report. Those stories are next. Stay with us.
And welcome back to the Fbx Evening News. Fairbanks police are investigating a shooting incident that took place on the city's south side Wednesday evening. Police Lieutenant Matt Soden said officers responded to a report of shots fired just before 8 p.m. at 25th and Rickard Street. At least 2 people are being questioned about their alleged role in the shooting or if they may have witnessed anything. Soden says it's not known if there were any injuries.
The annual BP Golden Citizens Senior Luncheon was held at Pioneer Park today. The luncheon, free for seniors, is one of the many annual Golden Days events. It's meant to celebrate golden citizens in our community who have contributed and helped to make Fairbanks a great place to live. There was live entertainment and presentations of the Golden Citizens Awards. The President Award went to Butch Stein, who served 20 years in the Air Force and the Air Guard and was involved in everything from Red Cross to Fedco to serving on the Borough Assembly. The Chieftain Award was given to Dr. Pauldine Carlo, who was instrumental in creating the Fairbanks Native Association. Activities will continue at the park tomorrow.
We've got another fun day packed for tomorrow, and that will kick off with the Alyeska Young Pioneers Day from 12 to 3 right back here at Pioneer Park. And then we've got comedy night under the big tent starting at 6:30 tomorrow evening. And then Saturday we're really excited, hoping for good weather, and we'll have the parade, the street fair, and the rubber ducky race.
It's the season to try out many new things on the grill. Tonight we talk about how to make a delicious pizza with the Charcoal Company.
Good afternoon. I'm Dan Gilson, the owner of the Charcoal Supply Company and the pitmaster of the 3 Dog Barbecue Competition barbecue cooking team. Let's do some pizza today, huh? All right, so I've got a little bit of pizza dough here. This is some prepared pizza dough. I got it prepped up to make it easier for me to transfer it to the stone that I have in my grill. And we're just gonna make a really simple preparation here. Just a couple of tomatoes, or I should say tomato slices. We're gonna put some basil on there, and this is actually basil that was grown in my wife's garden, so it's nice and fresh. Got some mozzarella. Gonna break up this mozzarella on top of it. Again, like I said, this is gonna be a very simple presentation, very simple preparation. We get that mozzarella on there, and then just a quick drizzle of some olive oil, and then we're ready to move it to our stone. What I've done in the grill here is I've got it set up with all the charcoal on one side, got the stone near the front so that I can get it transferred, or so that we can have all of that heat right there on top of that stone. We've got everything preheated. We try to run it about 500 degrees if you can get it there. And then get it closed up. This is not going to take very long, maybe 6 to 8 minutes. If you're running real hot, maybe a little bit shorter. If you're not running so hot, maybe a little bit longer. So it's been about 10 minutes now, and we've got one over here that should be done. Let's take a look at this thing. Oh yeah, looking good. And there you have it, pizza on the grill. I'm Dan Gilson, and this has been the Backyard Barbecue Series.
Brought to you by the Charcoal Supply Company.
That Dan can do anything on the grill.
Anything on a grill. That is
he
amazing.
Is awesome.
Yeah.
Dan, send us some of that pizza.
Last week it was pie, pizza. I wonder what next week will hold. That's
right?
Interesting.
Okay, well, Joe Cook has some highlights coming up from the first day of WEO and what happened earlier today at the games.
Also, the Ice Dogs make a move this offseason as they shore up their coaching staff. More on that with Joe in sports coming up.
Hello, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook here with your Thursday sports action. There were 2 event finals in the night session of the opening night of the 52nd WEO Games last night. Earlier in the day, Autumn Ridley won the toe kick championship with the 58-inch kick. Last night, Ridley won the one-hand reach, reaching 57 inches successfully. Ridley came in second place in those 2 events last year, and this year she redeems herself with titles in the men's one-hand reach finals. It came down to Wasila's Bernard Clark, Casey Ferguson of Anchorage, and Dave Thomas out of Palmer. This was the same group of finalists from 2011. Ferguson was second with a 67-inch reach, and Thomas third with a 66, which means Clark wins his 3rd straight one-hand reach championship with a 68-inch reach. Clark had the same reach to win it in 2011. The final and fun event of the night was the fish cutting contest. Contestants had to cut a salmon in half and make 7 fillet cuts as fast as they could. Miss Davida Hansen of Unalakleet finished the fastest in 43 seconds, which is the fastest time since 2010. The one-hand reach winners talked about their victories.
I was really focused. I was determined to beat my personal record after a full year, I think, or 2 years after reaching the same height over and over and over again.
Work on the slope, so I get a free access to a gym, and I just work out every day, doing abs. All of it is core, having an equal upper and lower body balance of weight. It feels really good to accomplish, as not very many people can even try.
Today was another day session which featured 2 event finals and the conclusion of an event from yesterday in WEO. Amber Vasca of Fairbanks repeats as the women's kneel jump champion. Today, Ape Campbell, the world record holder in the event, jumped but couldn't surpass 55 inches to take the top spot. Vasca's 55-inch jump was 1 inch shy of Campbell's world record. Preliminaries for the Alaska High Kick event here. The top 6 advance to tonight's final. Elijah Cabinboy holds the world record and has the last 2 titles. For the women, it could be wide open with last year's top performers back like Erica Meckel and Autumn Ridley and Charlene King. It was a test of strength in the men's and women's Eskimo stick pull finals. Whoever could hold the stick in this seeded tug of war will win the best out of 3 pulls. Lathrop's Asia Sullivan, who came in second to her mother last year, won it all today. The 16-year-old got the best of her mom. Then she had to face her opponent twice in the double elimination format to win it. On the men's side, Chris Giroux, the defending champion, gets another stick pull title this year, going through Matthew Evans, a former champ, and Giroux finished with an 8-0 record. Sullivan, though, said losing was actually good for her.
Since I lost the first match, going against her a second time gave me it kind of felt better because I was like, I can do this, and I kind of learned from what I did last time to improve to win the second round. You know, I'm trying to do it for fun, but winning is just a benefit.
You'll start out using your back, lower back, and then once you start getting tight, then you start to straighten your legs, push with your legs, and just lean back and pull as hard as you can. Oh, it's exciting. It's still shaking.
And the Alaska Gold Panthers are trying to work themselves out of a rut while on the road. The Gold Panthers split a doubleheader with the Kenai Peninsula Oilers last night in Coral Seymour Memorial Park. It was the same score, too. The Gold Panthers took the first game 2-1 in 7 innings. Casey Munoz and Peyton Collie Lamb, or PCL, both had RBIs in the late for the win. Pitcher Nathan Bannister got the win and is 5-0 as a starter for Alaska. In Game 2, Mike Whelan drove in 2 winning runs for Kenai and their 2-1 victory. The Gold Panthers are now a half a game back out of first place behind the Matsu Miners. The 4-game series with the Oilers ends tonight. And the Ice Dogs continue to make changes to not only their team this offseason, but its coaching staff. Paul Kirtland has been named as the new assistant coach for the Ice Dogs. This comes after Jeff Beauparlant, last year's assistant, has recently accepted the head coaching job for in-state rival Kenai Brown Bears. So we'll see a lot of him. Kirtland, though, is 25, and he is a former Ice Dogs player. He played from 2007 to 2009, compiling 42 points. Kirtland went on to play for 3 years at Ohio State. Last season, Kirtland appeared in 10 games for 3 different ECHL teams. He eventually settled into a video coordinator position with the Cincinnati Cyclones of the ECHL. Kirtland officially started on July 1st and is currently recruiting and working in the Ice Dogs main camp in Prior Lake, Minnesota. And that'll do it for sports tonight. Thanks for rocking with me for a little while. Mike Schultz has your full weather forecast coming up next, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey everyone, welcome back into the Fairbanks Evening News. Mike Schultz with you once again, taking a look at the weather. We've been talking for the last couple of days about rain moving in. Here it is. It's already moving in, raining out there right now. And the radar, she's just a little bit is looking pretty intense as far as the rain goes. Starting off with our photograph tonight. This one, another great photograph of a moose. We have a lot of moose photographs. This one's sent in by Bill Brophy. It's a young bull moose. And I'm sure you could fill in the words of what he's thinking right there. You looking at me? Anyway, if you have a photograph to share, by all means, send it to Mike Schultz at KTVF11.com. Out at the airport right now, 72 after a high of 74. Mainly cloudy skies, some sprinkles going on, a low of 55. The record high 84 in 1993. Record low 35 1959. Sunrise and sunset works out to 19 hours, 44 minutes of daylight. And that's a loss of 6.5 minutes from yesterday. All right, looking at the radars, you can see here we do have a pretty good area of moisture moving across the Fairbanks area. Most of the energy seems to be south of around the North Pole area, so they're getting some good rain there. But it's also moving across the Chena Hot Springs Road area, which is really good news, helping to put those fires out. And as far as numbers go, we told you earlier about the normal high and normal lows, 73 and 52. There's your record high and record low. And as far as our satellite and radar, again, we're looking at the long range outlook. You can see again a lot of moisture associated with this southwest flow. That's what's giving us our rain. Now what's going on across the rest of the state? Well, for the most part, looks like cloudy skies over southeast Alaska. There's the rain over the southwest part of the state. And cloudy skies all the way up to the north slope, 58 at Barrow, with lots of sunshine at Fort Yukon, 72 degrees there. Lower 48 weather, well, here they go again. 100-degree temperature readings in Salt Lake City, Denver, 93. Very, very hot in Las Vegas and Phoenix areas, you would expect. 95 degrees at Chicago with 94 in Minneapolis and St. Louis, I should say. On the satellite and radar, you can see a little bit of energy moving across the northeast, giving them some relief in the form of showers and thunderstorms. Then a lot of moisture moving up from Mexico, helping to fuel afternoon thunderstorms there. Now, tomorrow's outlook is calling for the hot weather once again to be mainly focused over the interior sections of Washington, Oregon, and California, with comfortable conditions over the northwest part of the state. All right, here we go. As far as our jet stream, again, way up to the north, allowing the hot temperatures to continue over the western half of the country. A little bit of relief over the eastern and northeastern sections from the heat wave they've been going through. Here's our forecast for the northern sections tomorrow. Showers and fog for Barrow, rain and Nome, scattered showers for Fort Yukon. In the interior, we're looking at, again, lots of rain, periods of rain right on through tomorrow, with Fairbanks and Healy looking at cooler temperatures. Over southeast Alaska, looks like a slight chance of showers for Juneau, mostly cloudy skies in Ketchikan. And over the southwest part of the state, looks like cloudy skies for Cold Bay, partly cloudy for Kodiak, and rain and fog for Bethel. And over south central sections, again, rain showers for Anchorage, Valdez, and partly cloudy in Homer. Thursday night, real quick look at our fishing report. You can see the Valdez area, pinks are getting thicker, still no silvers are being reported there. On the Kenai River, still very slow. 6 fish are allowed at the Russian River area, and the Matanuska Valley, some chums and pinks in the park's highway streams. And quickly looking at our lakes and rivers, Echidna is still hit and miss with high water, and more rain expected this weekend will not help matters for the dip netters. And again, thanks to Jeans and Boat Shop. Now here's your forecast real quickly. Cloudy with showers, then steady rain after midnight. Tomorrow's forecast, cooler with periods of rain throughout the day, and the extended forecast, as you can see again here, looking at showers possible on Saturday for the parade, a little better chance on Sunday. Temperatures will be cooling down a little bit and then warming back up again, a little bit of recovery there. So off and on, hit and miss showers, but we're going to keep our fingers crossed for the parade that things will not be too wet.
Let's cross those fingers, or people might need to bring some galoshes and umbrellas.
Umbrella, that's for sure. Yeah.
To the parade.
Right. All right. Thanks, Mike.
Yes.
Soggy, but we needed it.
We can take it, yes.
Yeah. That will wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. As always, we are glad you could join us.
Tonight on NBC Nightly News, the latest on the dangerous heat wave sweeping the eastern part of the country. Just as Mike was saying, that's coming up next with Brian Williams.
And a reminder, tomorrow at Pioneer Park, it's going to be Pioneer Kids Day all day long from noon to 3 o'clock, and there'll be all types of free goodies there for the kids to be a part of, and all part of the Golden Days activities. And of course, tomorrow night is Comedy Night at Pioneer Park too. So
that's fun. Exciting.
Lots of fun things going on.
Tons of fun stuff going on.
Yeah, and we're looking at some flowers today, and
what?
Hello?
Hi there.
Whoa.
We are with the Midnight Marshals and Madams, and we're here to make an arrest.
Hi.
Hello.
Are we being?
Hornswoggle.
We're being arrested.
Okay. Well, the things I did in college, but I'll explain that later. Sure.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Let me take my mic off here.
Yeah. We're going.
Okay.
All right, escort them out to the jail.
This way. All right.
Where's my cups at?
I'm not going to answer that. Okay. Oh, boy.
See if you would have had a pen.
I do have a pen. See, I'm covered.
Oh, it is raining. Oh, well, that's okay.
It's dry in the jail.
It's dry in the jail.
Dry in the jail?
Yes.
Don't act like she's never been arrested before.
All right, watch your step.
whoever's talking.
Microphone.
Oh, hello.
All right.
Why are we being imprisoned?
You have been issued a warrant and you have just been served.
Oh.
Okay, so
So,
what do we do?
well, you're going to probably beg and plead for your friends. Did you all bring your wallets? Of course not.
Oh, but I brought a Golden Days pin.
Oh, Mike is safe. He's bought his Golden Days pin. Oh.
You did? Oh, so it's me
Yes.
then. Okay.
Oh, see, you were the only one that was left out.
We're gonna
staying
spin.
here for a while.
Well, I'll get you out, Daryl.
Okay.
As long as you say Stephanie's the best.
Oh.
He's taking deep with that one.
No, he's going to stay here for a while.
75 cents.
Well, that won't get you out of jail.
Oh, bummer. Okay.
Tell them what they got to do to get out.
Well, what you typically have to do is spin the wheel of misfortune. Your miss, our fortune.
Okay.
And the most that we have on the wheel is $5.
Okay.
We actually have a $10 mark, but we don't make anybody pay $10. We make them do the can-can. So, are you all up to your dance moves? Because, you know, you might have to do the can-can. All right. And if you don't have money, we have a panning cup that you could go and beg your coworkers for money to get out of jail.
Probably turned their back on him pretty quickly.
We'll get his back.
All right, so that's what we do.
All right.
All right.
We
Let's
cruise
spin.
around town and make arrests. All right, well, we'll let Daryl go first.
All right, spin my wheel of misfortune. My fortune, your miss.
Thank you, Vanna.
Once it gets going, don't touch it. It will hurt. Big bucks, big bucks. Mama needs a new jail. Woo!
What?
It's not done. It's not done. $5.
Daryl, do you have $5? Well, here, I'm going to send you with a couple of the lovely ladies to go panning for money.
I got
Oh, look at that. So the money goes there?
At least make it to the can-can, Dan.
At least do the can-can, Dan.
All right. Do you know how to do the can-can, Daryl?
No, not the cup. Shake it.
Thank you very much. All right,
All right,
Mike.
Stephanie.
Oh, you're going to let ladies
Okay.
first, of course.
All right.
Yeah, you are covered. All right, Stephanie. We're going to probably have to check out your dance moves.
Okay, let's see. I kind of want to try this. Oh. Oh!
Oh, well, it's not done, I'm sure.
What is this?
$0. You are one lucky girl.
I'll donate it.
All right, thank you very much.
The can-can moves. All right, I guess that we have to remind people that if they don't want to get thrown in jail, they got to get a pin or a garter or something like that. Otherwise, you guys are going to be visiting them throughout the next couple of days.
Yes,
especially after
sir.
the parade.
We will be on the College Road
And we'll look forward to seeing you guys in the parade, too.
and in the parade.
And it will not be raining.
Saturday at 10 o'clock.
From all of us here at the News Center, have a good night. Happy Golden Day.
Woo!